Well, we've talked at length about how we're dealing with an El Niño winter, meaning we're drier and warmer than normal. Although today we're doing a deep dive into how long this pattern will actually last and what this could mean for our fire season. So we're going to bring in our meteorologist, Abby Akoni, and Washington State climatologist and UW professor, Nick Bond. Good morning to both of you.
Yeah, good morning, Erin. So glad that we've got Nick in studio today because we have some things to talk about, Nick, and this is something everyone is talking about. So this El Niño pattern expected to probably fade by April, and we know that it's weakening. So how much of a warmer and drier than usual kind of pattern are we expecting for the rest of winter?
Right. El Niño typically does have an effect late in winter and early spring. It does fade later into spring, but just because it's on the wane doesn't mean that it's still going to rear its ugly head.
That's right. And something that we get really worried about this time of year is our mountain snowpack. So I just looked at the numbers. We're at about 50% of normal or less for some of the Cascades and the Olympics. Is there still some hope that we could get more some big winter storms by the time the season is done?
Big winter storms, you know, we can always hope, but it look less likely. There will continue to be winter weather, and right now it looks like more dribs and drabs in the short term. But we shouldn't give up hope. And in particular, we have seen some even El Niño winters in which there's decent snows in March and so forth.
We're still hanging on to hope. So let's play out a hypothetical situation here. So let's say that kind of the rest of the winter season is a little bit boring. We don't get a lot of additional mountain snowpack. You were telling me earlier that if we have a cool and wet spring, that could help offset that a little bit and prevent the fire season from being worse otherwise.
Yeah, that's right. And we saw that just a couple of years ago in 2022, in which it was a cool, wet spring. We had not a terrible snowpack, but it was subpar. And we had, you know, cool and wet weather well into June. People were grousing about it. But, yeah, that postponed the start of the summer and probably helped it be a fairly light fire year compared to some of the recent ones.
It's truly amazing how quickly things can change right here. I mean, we were even talking about what a roller coaster January was, a high of 22 mid-January, and then we were way warmer than normal by the end of the month. So things could really be variable and go up and down. I want to talk about 2015. We had a drier than usual winter followed by a really bad fire season. What are the similarities and differences in our pattern this year? Yeah,
that year we had a terrible snowpack, and at this time of year it wasn't as bad as it got. By the end of winter it was the lowest on record.
Yeah.
And then it was exacerbated by just how dry and warm it was in the spring, especially late spring. June temperatures were as much as 9 degrees above normal.
Wow.
And so that really set the stage for what is the worst fire season we've had in terms of acres burned.
Yeah.
We're not expecting something that bad because extremes just don't happen that often.
Yeah. Hard to replicate. Yeah.
That being said, we're probably going to go into the summer dry season with less snow in that in the mountains, and you know, let's hope that we don't have the kind of summer that you know, promotes fires.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thanks for breaking down all the range of possibilities, Nick. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.